Hello friends, welcome to AS Tutorials. Today we are going to discuss initial slope in Bode plot. To sketch the Bode plot, the second step is to find the initial slope. Let us see with an example how to find the initial slope. Here example I have considered open loop transfer function g of s into h of s is equal to k into tz1 s plus 1 into tz2 s plus 1 divided by tp1 s plus 1 into tp2 s plus 1. So here we are going to find the initial slope again by considering the gain along with the poles or zeros at the origin. In this example you can see I have considered only k, therefore the initial slope is 0 dB per decade. In this case after substituting s is equal to j omega, we are going to calculate the initial gain and then we are going to find the initial slope. And in this example I am having only gain k, therefore the initial slope is if only k is there means the initial slope is 0 dB per decade. Now if I am having zeros at the origin along with this gain, that is if I am having k into s, that is 1 0 at the origin, then the initial slope is plus 20 dB per decade. Now next if I am having 2 zeros at the origin, that is k into s to the power 2, then the initial slope is plus 40 dB per decade. Then in this way if I am having 3 zeros at the origin, that is s to the power 3, then the initial slope is plus 60 dB per decade. In this way, depending upon the number of zeros at the origin, we can consider the initial slope. Now next if I am having one pole at the origin along with the gain k, then the initial slope is minus 20 dB per decade. Then if I am having two poles at the origin, that is k divided by s to the power 2, then the initial slope is minus 40 dB per decade. In this way if I am having 3 poles at the origin, k divided by s to the power 3, then the initial slope is minus 60 dB per decade. In this way we can find the initial slope by looking into the number of zeros or poles at the origin along with the gain k. Now here the response we are going to get, if 0 dB per decade means we are going to get the response going to start in this way for 0 dB per decade. If positive, if we are having a positive, then the slope initial we are going to get in increasing form. If you are having a negative, then the slope you are going to get in decrementing form. In this way the initial slopes are going to start based upon the either positive value or negative value or zero value. So here in this graph you can see, in this example you can see that the slope is in decrementing form. So the initial slope can be in decrementing form, or it can be in incrementing form, or it can be 0. So therefore the initial slope we are going to measure based upon the problem. As I said in this examples, if only gain means 0 dB per decade, if 1 0 is at the origin plus 20 dB per decade, 2 zeros at the origin plus 40 dB per decade, 3 zeros at the origin means plus 60 dB per decade. In this way depending upon the zeros at the origin we are going to find the initial slope. The same way depending upon the number of poles at the origin, if one pole is at the origin, then we are going to find the initial slope as minus 20 dB per decade. 2 poles at the origin means minus 40 dB per decade. 3 poles at the origin means minus 60 dB per decade. So in this way we are going to find the initial slope in the Bode plot. The first step we have calculated in the previous video, initial gain, and the second step we need to find the initial slope, and the third step we are going to form the magnitude table that we are going to discuss in the next video. Hope you understood this video. For more such videos, like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.